Hey guys, Aaron Cybertron Zhang here, and today I'm back with another episode of Road to Ranked, where I climb the online VGC 18 ladder and provide live commentary as I go. It's going to be our second to last episode with this team. I am going to be switching to a new team on Monday. I'm currently away for the weekend on a trip, but I will be back with a brand new team. I'll post the QR code and the paste for this team right when I'm back, and we are just going to jump into this episode with a 16-17 opponent rated from Japan against the really interesting rain team, actually, so this should be a fun one. As always, if you guys enjoy Road to Rank, please share your support by leaving a like in the video. I'd really appreciate it, and I've got some exciting stuff coming up for you guys this upcoming week outside of battle content. So, my opponent's team has Pelipper, Ludicolo, Swampert. That stuff is not too crazy. A Scizor, which we fought against one in yesterday's episode. It didn't fare too well for us, so kind of cool to see that again. A Tapu Koko, and then a Tornadus. So, this is definitely like one of those more hardcore rain teams, but you could easily go like a mode with like, I don't know, Tornadus, Koko, Scizor, Ludicolo. So, let's see what I want to lead with. I'm tempted to go with my own Ludi still, but I think I might actually go Ludi Zapdos, because Zapdos, like, with my own Ludi, I put on Fake Out pressure, and I think Fake Out's really important against this team, and with Zapdos, I could Tailwind, which is huge. So, Ludi Zapdos, definitely don't want Metagross in this matchup. It doesn't really offer me anything. I can't really one-shot anything, and can get one-shot by a lot of things, or just take a ton of damage. Ludi Zapdos, I could go Lele Poly. That is honestly kind of tempting, because with Politoed I also have the Parasong Wincon. And I don't like Landorus here too much with so many water types. Alright, we'll see how this goes. The other thing is I could also switch in Ludi into Lele to get the Psychic Seed boost right away, so that's a potential other play I could make. But we'll see. Definitely one of the more interesting rain team comps that we have went up against, or that I've seen in VGC 18 in general. So curious to see what it really has to offer here. And the lead here is going to be really interesting. I feel like my lead is relatively safe and can allow me to set up Tailwind and also counters rain. But we'll see what my opponent went for. It's going to be Tornadus and Koko. Okay. That's probably the worst thing to go up against. So nicely done on my opponent's end. Because if you're Koko, you probably just Gigavolt Havoc into Ludi. So the question is... I mean, I could just Fake Out Koko and Thunderbolt. Otherwise, my other play is to Fake Out Tailwind, but Tornadus could easily go for a Tailwind of its own. So I kind of expected to Tailwind, so I think I'm just going to Fake Out the Koko and Thunderbolt Tornadus. Yeah, okay. So what this means is next turn I can switch Ludi out into Lele, get the Psychic Terrain, and then get my own Tailwind up. Unless this is Sash Tornadus, which it could be. No. Okay, so that's good at least. Sure, like the thing is, now my opponent could maybe bring in Swampert, but you're not going to be able to get a knockout onto Zapdos unless you double up into it. Which is obviously good for me. This is where having Landorus could have been good, because I could switch Ludi up potentially into Landorus, and there is the Swampert, yeah. So I'm going to switch out into Lele and Tailwind, I think. Yeah, so I get rid of the terrain. I could get doubled up onto Zapdos here, but I just need to burn the Gigavolt, basically. Yeah, this is where, if I had Landorus, I'd probably switch Ludi out into Landorus. Now, the question is, does my opponent make a really big read and not target the Ludi slot? Because you don't know that I'm Rain either. So by my opponent, I'd be like, oh, I'm really scared of Ludi, because if it's Assault Vested, it could survive the Gigavolt, so I'm going to double up into it. But by bringing out Lele, like, a lot of good is done here, right? I change the terrain, I also give myself the Psychic Seed boost, so I'll be able to take Koko's attacks a lot nicer with Zapdos. So Swampert's going to Mega Evolve, that's not too surprising. Now, Ludi's a good answer against Swampert, obviously, but I need to take care of the Koko first. So there's the Mega Evolution. There's the Gigavolt. Let's see who it goes into. Oh, because if it goes into Zapdos and I get Ice Punched, that could be really ugly, especially because if that's the case, I could have ended the game just with a Giga Drain. Either way, though, by burning the Gigavolt, that's pretty good, because it means now my opponent can't one-shot my Ludi. So let's see what slot this goes into. Does target Lele. Good. Good, good. Okay, I survive. Oh, that's cute. Rain Dance on Swampert. That's really cool. Okay, so that's interesting. I do have Ludi in the back still, obviously. I think I want to sack my Lele here and just roost with Zapdos to burn another turn of Tailwind from my opponent's end. My Lele should be slower, unfortunately. So I'm actually, yeah, I'm just going to roost and Psychic here. And then I'll be able to bring in my Ludicolo. Yeah, Manual Rain Dance, that was cool. Not what I expected, but it makes a lot of sense. I'm fine with that, personally. But obviously, Zapdos can't really touch Swampert, so I really need to rely on, and we see a Waterfall come out. Yep. Into the Lele slot, actually, interestingly enough. So, didn't target Zapdos. As Coco just Thunders, that's fine, yeah. So I'll be able to heal all that back up with a Roost. And more importantly, that means I get to switch in my Ludicolo. That does nothing, jeez. Yeah. That makes sense, though, because my opponent could be worried about Scarf Lele. That's actually faster. So I'll bring in Ludi now. Now, this is a pretty big turn, because do I just Giga Drain the Swampert, or do I Gigavolt, Vortex the Coco? It is the last turn of Tailwind, I believe, for my opponent's end, so I think it's more optimal to Gigavolt Coco here. Or sorry, not Gigavolt, Vortex Coco here. I could Heat Wave to go for a burn. Nice. Coco could be protecting too, but I don't think it is. Yeah, good. So that Coco will faint, and that means I can Giga Drain safely into Swampert next turn. So that was a big call, but I figured it was more in my favor. Like, I thought it was highly unlikely Swampert, like, Coco protects and Swampert attacks. And even if Swampert attacks, at most you Ice Punch my Ludicolo. And even if you Ice Punch me, as long as you don't freeze, next turn I can just Giga Drain you because it's the last turn Tailwind. Although I guess it could protect then, but yeah, that works out perfectly. So I eliminate the Coco. Now Politoed can set up for a Perish Song endgame. So that's really good in my favor as well. Tailwind Peters out. And now I'm in a really good spot because I can just Giga Drain Swampert. I suspect... Oh, it's Ludicolo as the last one, but it can't fake out my Ludicolo, so if my opponent doesn't get a double, that's it. So I'm just going to Giga Drain the Pert and Thunderbolt. And my opponent's Z moved already, so it's probably AV Ludicolo, maybe Life Orb. And the Swampert doesn't even try to protect, so that's game. Maybe my opponent forgot that I still had to turn a Tailwind and was just thinking, okay, I'm just going to go for a freeze. Because I feel like if you're my opponent, you should probably try to go for the double with Swampert, because I'm definitely targeting you. And just try to, yeah, Energy Ball the Ludicolo, bring me down a little bit. So Tailwind Peters out, but that's clearly Assault Vest Ludicolo, and it doesn't have Giga Drain, so it can't heal back either. I think I'm just going to Tailwind again on my end. Yeah. Yeah, I'll just Giga Drain and Tailwind. Because my Zapdos will beat the Ludi at this point. Politoed Perish Song, sure. Yeah, yeah, my opponent just forfeits. I won that game basically to turn Coco, or a bunch of things, right? The turn that the Lele was able to come in for free to waste the turn, or not free, but it was able to survive the Gigavolt, so I was able to burn and turn to Tailwind. And then the turn where Ludi was able to just knock out Coco. Like, that was such a big turn, because I knock out Coco, and then I also know that your Swampert's protected, and it's the last turn of your Tailwind. So, yeah, I thought the lead looked pretty bad, but fortunately enough, I was able to eliminate Tornadus without it doing too much other than setting up Tailwind, and I knew I could stall out the Tailwind, so I'm glad I did end up bringing Lele for terrain control, because that ended up being super, super important against the Coco specifically. Landorus would have been nice there too, because I could have swapped out into Landorus, but we're going to find Chef from Connecticut. I think we played him in the 2 episodes ago. Yeah, it'd be 2 episodes ago, because the last one I went 1 and 2. So in that one, he led with Salamence and Ferrothorn, and I cheesed him by going Lele, Zapdos, and just Heat Waving and Psychicking turn 1. So because of that, my opponent might just go full 180 and bring out the T-Tar Excadrill. I could totally see that. So I could play a little bit more ambitious and change my leads up this time and go Landorus and Zapdos. Like, it's the initial Intimidate off. And it was Dark Sea Tyranitar. And the Tyranitar is faster than me, so kind of funny to be playing him again. So this time around I could go Lele Zapdos. expecting Teacher Excadrill with... do I still want to bring Lele? This time I'm actually thinking about Ludi. Lele was really good last time around, but... You know what? Let's switch things up. I mean, my opponent could go with the same lead again as last game, but even if he did, that'd be okay, because I get the Intimidate off against Ferrothorn, and I'd be able to set up my own Tailwind. But I don't suspect to see Salamence as a lead here again. So we'll see. Maybe he just goes for the same thing. But I'll get the Intimidate off, and I'll have Tailwind pressure with my birds. It's Rotom Milotic, so yep, complete full switch. Now, obviously, this looks kind of bad because I am giving the Milotic the competitive boost, but to be honest, I'm not really too worried about that. EQ Thunderbolt will knock out Milotic. The only downside is it obviously could protect turn 1. I could also knock off, actually. The downside of this play by knocking off and Thunderbolting Milotic is it could easily protect and Rotom could Will-O-Wisp my Landorus. But I think I'm going to go for it. This is kind of an obvious play, though. Oh, it's Scarfed. Oh, man. See, that's surprising because I don't know what my opponent, like, that lead does against Lele Zapdos. And I expected him to change up his leads because I beat him with that last time. But, well played. I get a paralysis on my Milotic, actually. That's very fortunate. And the Rotom is also faster than me. I mean, I probably would have just brought out Ludi and, yeah, faked out and Tailwinded. But now I might not even need to do that. I should probably still set up Tailwind to be safe. Yeah, I'm going to fake out my Milotic and Tailwind. Scarf Milotic. I should have anticipated that. Yep, so both things stay in. I could have just... Oh my gosh, it's Z? You've gotta be kidding me. Z Rotom Scarf Milotic. That's not like crazy, it's just not what I anticipated. So I go into Zapdos? I could. I probably don't survive this. Let's see. I took a lot from that Thunderbolt. That's game over then. Wow, what? Jeez. Man, I'm kind of sad because if I just led Lele Zapdos like I did against him the first time, I feel like that would honestly have crushed him. But I guess maybe he expected me to lead Landorus, which was really nicely done. Yeah, maybe I should have just faked out Rotom and Thunderbolted the Milotic slot. But I wasn't expecting Gigavolt, because I already knew he had Dark Z on the freaking Tyranitar too. Okay. I could still potentially end the game with Perish Zone, depending on who he has in the back. You'd imagine you just sack Milotic here. I think I'm actually going to try to keep Milotic around on the field and attack around it. Although I suppose Ice Beam still does a decent amount to Ludicolo, so maybe I should have just Giga Drained. And the Rotom Protect was obvious, but I wanted to, like... At first I was thinking, oh yeah, like Milotic's not going to do anything, so I'm just going to attack around it. But Ice Beam is still going to do like over 50, which I just realized. And I get frozen. Dang, I wish I could play a third game with this guy. Well played, man. Well played. Yeah, I guess I'll try to Giga Drain the Milotic. Yeah, I guess I should have just Giga Drain and Scalded. But then you get a free switch in. I'm probably going to stay frozen. Yeah, Rotom actually switches out into Tyranitar? You know, if I actually unthaw, I could have a chance still. But I don't expect to unthaw. Alright. Full paralysis. No. Freeze is really my least favorite status condition in the game. Nah, even with all that, I think I could have pulled it out if I unthawed there. But, oh well. Maybe not, actually. Without the rain. I mean, yeah. I can't believe this Gigavolt Havoc Rotom. and Scarf Milotic. Those are like literally the two worst things to go up against, because I felt pretty good about my position going into it, but that's a surprise. Yeah, very well played by my opponent. I mean, I'm really curious though. I wish I could ask him like whether he expected me to lead Landers or not, because like that lead you would really like it was perfect against Landers Zapdos specifically, because otherwise like I led Lele Zapdos against him the first time we played, and I don't know what my Lodic and Rotom really do against that, because I got a special defense increase, so I could just Psychic Tailwind turn 1. Like I'd probably Psychic Rotom Tailwind. Even if you got the knockout, I get a switch in into Ludi. So maybe I should have just went with Lele Zapdos again, but I like really thought he would lead Tyranitar Excadrill, and that might just be some like 3D chess thing where like he was expecting me to lead Landorus to counter the Tyranitar and the Excadrill specifically. So yeah, I kind of got crushed that game. That was like the matchup was definitely very doable as well. So that was just him making some really risky but good adjustments, and it paid off obviously. That was very well played. I guess I should have anticipated Scarf Milotic. Yeah, that plus the Giga Ball Havoc, because I figure if I get Tailwind up, I'm still in a really good spot. But well played, man. Well played. All right, this next game we've got a Abomasnow, Heatran, Landorus, Cofagrigus, Metagross, and Togekiss. Kind of reminds me of Paul Chua's like 2015 team that had like Landorus, Togekiss, Abomasnow, and not Cofagrigus, but Togekiss, Landorus, Heatran, Abomasnow. Those four, yeah. Huh. Now, how do I want to approach this? I'm thinking Ludi Landorus to fake out knockoff and try to cheese with band knockoff. Definitely want Poly. And probably Metagross. Yeah. Not the biggest fan of Lele here because Togekiss can redirect things. There's 2 steel types in Heatran and Metagross. And Zapdos is okay, but I can't touch Landorus. I don't really do too much damage to anything other than Togekiss with Thunderbolt, and Abomasnow can one-shot me. So, with Cofagrigus, like, normally that indicates a Trick Room team, right? So you want to try to deny the Trick Room. Oof, man, I'm still thinking about that last game. That really was a doozy. Scarf, and, like, the reason why I didn't even think about Z Electric Rotom at all was because I was like, oh, we played earlier, he had the Dark Z. And I really wish I led Lele Zapdos again there, and just had Landorus in the back, because I feel like that still works out pretty decently against T-Rex Excadrill. So I went a little bit risky, or I was like pretty confident, and it didn't work out. We see Cofagrigus and Landorus, which is really interesting for a ton of reasons. First question I gotta ask is, what item does that Landorus have? And it's faster than mine. It very likely could be Scarfed. You can just Scarf U-turn here. I would like to knock off and Vortex Cofagrigus personally. Or Cofagrigus? I don't know. I might be mispronouncing that. Sorry, guys. Otherwise, my play is like Fake Out Landorus, knock off the Cofagrigus. I think I'm going to double up into it, though. See if I can get this cheese off. Okay. That does get rid of my choice band, though. Oof. Oh, man, that did nothing. And it did nothing because he has a Z move. Oh, boy. Is it Z Trick Room coming up? It's going to be Z Trick Room, isn't it? Yeah, I was not worried about losing my band, but because if I had an item, this would definitely knock out. But I don't think this knocks out anymore without the band. Or, yeah, without the. Ho! Ludi, you're a beast. Why do I underestimate you so much? Jeez. Wow, 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 wow. That was sick. Ludi called that was sick. That was disgusting. What? That's just gross. How can you do that? Wow. Sometimes I swear, man, I gotta give this Ludi credit, dude. He is a trooper. Okay, Abomasnow comes in. That's probably Mega Abomasnow. I expect it to be Mega Abomasnow. So if I switch on to Apollo, you just have speed control still. So I kind of want to Hydro Pump Landorus, because I think it's going to switch out. And I'm going to switch my Landorus out into Metagross, which is a pretty good Pokemon to bring in right now. And I also know that the Cofagrigus has the Z move, so I don't know if my opponent really has a Z move on anything else. I think that's Scarf Landorus. Obama-site. Yeah, so now if I knock out the... well, if I knocked out the Landorus here, I would just be able to Trick Room. Or sorry, Perish Song. Yep, there's the U-turn. So I think either Heatran or Metagross. Ideally Heatran, because I did go for the Hydro Pump. I do lose Ludicolo here, though. Which maybe is kind of bad, honestly. I don't know. Let's see what comes in. It's Togekiss. That does make this kind of interesting. And I miss Hydro Pump. No freeze. Okay. Interesting. Yeah, obviously Ice Beam in there would have been better, because then it would just be an Iron Head KO range. But I'm going to bring in Politoed now. This Mega Bulbasaur is actually pretty rough to go up against. Ideally, I want to end the game with Perish Song. I want to Scald and Iron Head a Bombsnow, I think. Yeah. Because it could switch out. It's not switching out. Okay. Well, if it doesn't switch out, and I... like, otherwise, Togekiss could go for a Follow Me right now, but Iron Head plus Scald would knock that out. It doesn't even follow me. Oh, wow. What? What was my opponent going for there? I don't get it. Just an Air Slash, okay. Huh? Into Metagross? Okay, I don't understand that play from my opponent at all. Because I feel like your plays are to follow me, so then you get the Grass type attack off against Politoed. And I figured I'd survive a Grass Knot or a Energy Ball. Or you follow me and bring in Landorus to sack the Togekiss and get a free switch into Landorus. Or you Tailwind slash Air Slash and bring in Landorus. Which is why I felt like Iron Head Scald covered all my plays, but now I feel like I just win the game outright. Although I suppose I could still get infinitely flinched by the Landorus. But I'm just going to swap out into my own Landorus and Perish Song. Yeah, because I've got Protect on both Politoed and Metagross, so I might as well go for that win condition. Yeah, I don't know, that was really interesting. This game could have been so different. I really could not believe that the Hydro Vortex from Ludicolo knocked out Cofagrigus. That is immense power, especially because Knockoff only did around 40%. But I guess it is, once again, a... like, I don't know, I always underestimate the power of it because it's not boosted by Rain. So obviously that reduces the damage output significantly. Ludicolo's base special attack is honestly quite low. But it is Hydro Pump. That is why I run Hydro Pump specifically. Like, it's worth missing the occasional Hydro Pump after you use it, if you get a huge attack off. Togekiss protects, too, which is interesting. I feel like you should try to Air Slash Politoed, as Landorus just Earthquakes. Yep. And if that is Scarf Landorus like I thought it was, then you can't even touch my Landorus. I just win the game anyway. But, like I said, it might as well just Perish Song. That EQ did a lot. I don't know. For Intimidate? Maybe that is Ban Landorus on my opponent's side. I think it's choiced one way or another, but I guess we'll find out. And if it is, then it's better for me to just stay in. I mean, I could just Protect Politoed, and I probably should. Yeah, there's no reason not to. So I'm just going to Protect, and I could Knock Off. But I think I'm actually going to Rock Slide. I don't want to knock off Landorus because I don't want to give it the option of flinching. I just want to see what item it has by what it does this turn. Because if it Earthquakes, then that indicates to me it's definitely choiced. But it is not. Oh, I guess it's just a Cell Vest, and Earthquake does more to Politoed than I expect. But that Rock Slide does nothing. So we're good. And Air Slash. Good call. I'll probably flinch here. Wow. Could you believe that? Landorus didn't flinch against a Rock Slide and an Air Slash. Don't see that every day, ladies and gents. But now I just win guaranteed, because I can just switch Politoed out into Metagross and then Protect Politoed on the last turn of Perish Song. Yeah, like Parashong's been the MVP of this team by far. It's won me so many games. Most of the games that I've used it in, it's like not actually necessary, but it's just nice knowing you've got a game 100% locked up. Because even if, I guess that game, it could have been a little bit more interesting if my opponent did get the knockout onto Landorus there, because then I can't really, freely switch out. And I protected with Politoed, but because I had the berry, I don't think I had any way to lose this game, unless I got, like, double crit, honestly. So, gonna lose my Landers here, but it has done its job, more or less. And the Togekiss air slashes. So yeah, I'm just really trying to understand the turn where the Abomasnow just stayed in, and the Togekiss just air slash. Like, I feel like that accomplished absolutely nothing. And maybe my opponent was just confident of a Landorus endgame, but yeah, I knew I had Parasong, my opponent didn't, so that could have changed things up too. But I think once I forced it down to the last two Pokemon, and Politoed is able to sing the song. Like with the berry too, that's why the berry is so huge, because you're able to survive attacks. So I'm just going to double protect now. Yeah, no reason not to. That's like one of the ways you could throw a game when you have Parasong. You get like overconfident, and you're like, oh, I'm just going to attack with both, and you get like double crit to lose the game. Like why risk it? So, yep, just playing it as safe as possible with Parasong. No reason not to. Earthquake coming out, and that will be game. So, yeah, kind of interesting. I really wish we saw the Cofagrigus do more, because, I mean, it was definitely going for a Trick Room, but I really want to know what item it had. Like the Z... I mean, obviously it was a Z move, but was it like Z Trick Room, Z Shadow Ball, or Ghost Z? Honestly, I have no idea. But, yep, Landers and Togekiss will both faint, and that'll be game. So, really interesting episode. I don't even remember that first game we played anymore. But the second one was definitely a doozy against our friend. I forget his name. I thought we played against him. But that was cool. It's always kind of interesting to play against someone like multiple times in the same day on Battle Spot. Because, obviously Battle Spot's just the best of one ladder. But there were some really crazy good read adjustments, honestly. I got outplayed completely that one. So, well done. But this one, yeah, fortunately enough, I did knock out the Cofagrigus turn 1, which made it very difficult for my opponent to win. And then having Metagross against Mega Abomasnow was also just a very, very huge help. I think if I'm my opponent in that position, I'd probably just follow me with Togekiss and go for the Grass-type attack, hoping to knock out Politoed. Because then you force the 2v2 where it's my Landorus and my Metagross against your Landorus and Abomasnow, which could be interesting. But yeah, it's going to be it for this one, guys. Tomorrow is going to be our very last episode with this Rain team, so we will bid it farewell. But it's been a really fun one, and we've had like 3 games really every episode with this team, which is always exciting as well. So hopefully you guys have been enjoying it, and I know I have. So yeah, that's going to be it for this one, guys. Like I mentioned, tomorrow, last one with this team, and then we'll switch to a brand new team on Monday. I'll post a team analysis, including the paste and a Showdown export for this team, as well as the QR code when the weekends as well. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. As always, if you enjoyed, please show support by leaving a like, and I'll catch you guys next time. All right, peace.